Okay, now let's go back on our topic. So, risk in cybersecurity, SSH can be risky if you don't have enough knowledge or don't configure it properly. Whether you are a Linux admin, whether you are a network admin, DevOps engineer, cybersecurity engineer, you should have knowledge about this thing. Like here will be any ethical hacker. You are these machines are in any corporate, so it can harmful. It can impact on these machines. It can impact on these machines because of if you don't have enough knowledge of SSH, because we are using here SSH to connect these machines, secure shell. But only SSH is not impactful. You should have enough knowledge about this SSH. You need to configure it properly. Then you can configure, you can manage these servers effectively. Otherwise, it will become harmful on these servers. So, in any corporate or any other location, these servers, it will be like here will be more servers like target machine 3, target machine 4. It will be up to 200. It will be up to 100. It will be up to 300. Depends upon the corporate. So, if you focus this thing, so you should learn how to configure it properly, and these weak passwords, this is like if I am going to open this operating system, let's go inside this home directory. Guys, be concentrated. So here is a user. Okay, let's take this Tarek user. If I do cat etc passwd, see, here is a user with UID, GID, slash home. This is user's home directory path. This is a shell. But here is another thing interesting. Let's become root user. Now let's open the cat etc shadow file. See, this is encrypted password for this Tarek user. This is encrypted password. This is encrypted. So in cyber, we are going to use brute force war for this password. But before you are going to jump brute force war, you should know also on Linux level. We can hack this has encrypted password also on Linux level. So don't jump like you are learning something like SSH, then you can crack the server. No, this is hash sign password that is encrypted. What is this password? Please be concentrated. See, password is like this way. Let me use passwd tarik. Let me use new password. Suppose hello. Again hello. Now let's open this shadow file again. Password will be changed here. Now let's compare this password with your previous password. Now let me compare this thing. This is next password. Compare these two passwords. They are not same. See, these passwords will be different. Here is E, here is B. These three digits are same from both. Here is K, here is Y. Here is X, here is 9. Here is K, here is O. Here is H, here is A. So this password is what? Actually, this password is this one, this one. This password is hello, but this password is hello in encrypted form. It is nothing, don't confuse. This is encrypted hello, nothing else. So we can create this encrypted password. If you need to create encrypted password, hello, on Linux. How can you create this encrypted password? So for that, be concentrated. If you don't have interest, then you may leave. Now let's go here. Let me use the command OpenSSL. OpenSSL, very strong and popular tool in Linux. Popular command. Passwd. I want to create encrypted password. Whenever you need to create encrypted password, so for that time you should execute this OpenSSL followed by this password. Let me use -6. What is this? And password, I need this hello. So it means -6 use the hash 512 hashing, SHA 512 hashing algorithm. This is algorithm recommended for better security. So now if I hit enter, it will create encrypted password. This is encrypted password. So if if this host is hacker, this one, if this is hacker, then it will use this command OpenSSL followed by password -6 and password will be hello. This is Linux level. This is not cyber level here. So you should know Linux level after you can uh, make fire in cyber security. So if this is Linux says sign password, let us copy this. Let us copy this. But I have already used here hello password, this one. Let us use different one. OpenSSL. Let me use OpenSSL. Let me use for DevOps. Okay. This is OpenSSL for DevOps. If I copy this password, let's go here. Let's open the VI etc shadow file. Sorry, here is minus sign. Okay. So here is test user. Let's ignore this user. Let me use this password. Warning, changing a read only file. Okay, let me come out first here. So even I am root. Let me use sudo. Okay, here is again warning, but let's try. Here is this Mozilla user. Let me erase this password. Let me paste this new password. Let me save and quit. Okay, read only override. it is not working due to critical file. Okay. Now for this Muzza user password is this DevOps. This is encrypted. Let's go the next tab and try to connect this user with this encrypted password SSH Muzza @ 192.168.31.82. Let's hit enter. Let us provide the DevOps password. See, it is logged in. This user is hacked. So this is very simple level of cyber. So you can use any user from this target machine by using this SSH also using open SSL, and password is this. Password is DevOps. Now this user can become root now. Let me use again password. Okay, now here is a error. This user is not in the pseudovirus file. This accident will be reported. For that, you can just go with root user, open vi sudo file. Let me deploy the entry for this user inside the file, vi sudo file. Instead of this UAT, let me put Muzza user. Save and quit. Now let's try to become root here. Let me put the password hash sign. See, who am I? I am root now. I am root. I can change anything here. I can destroy anything here. So, weak passwords, hackers can guess weak passwords and break it. This is not yet like brute force war. Hackers can use default settings, can leave security holes. Now, open ports, if not secure, open SSH port can be targeted by attackers. So, for that, in order to check whether our target machine, suppose if this is our target machine, in order to check which port is open on this target machine, so for that, from this host machine to this target server, in order to check also from this machine, also from this machine, for example. So for that, if I use a very famous tool is, it is illegal to use, but for testing purpose you can use it. Nmap. So let's verify here rpm hyphen qa pipe it, then grep nmap. Is this tool installed or not? If it print anything, then that means this tool is installed here. If it not print anything, then that means it is nothing is installed. So we need to install this nmap by using this simple command yum install nmap. Now hit enter. It will go and it will install this nmap. Now let's see. Okay, it will go and it will load our main repositories like appstream base OS. Now it is asking me Total download size it will be 6 MB and installer size is 24 MB. Okay, let's hit Y, hit enter. Now Nmap is going to be installed. Nmap is going to be installed. That is, this is machine. Hacker is going to set here Nmap. Nmap software. It is illegal to use, but for testing purpose you can use. Now here is my target machine. I wanna check which port is open on this machine. I want to check like is port 22. SSH uses port 22. Is open here or not? Or not? Yes or no? So for that I am going to use this Nmap tool. Simply Nmap is going to be done. Download here finishes. Now let's try to verify my Nmap. So it will print here. As you can see, Nmap is installed. Now if I use Nmap, suppose this is my target server IPA. So this is my target server's IP address 31.173. I wanna check. Suppose this is target server's IP. This thing. This is target server IP. I want to check which is this port 22 open on this machine or not, so that attacker can easily attack on this machine. So I have set up an nmap here. Now let's see, is this port 22 open on this machine or not. These are some examples. So you can use simply this command nmap-sv. S is simply it will go and it will scan. V is for verbose hyphen p, that is port 22. So now let's go here and map hyphen sv hyphen p 22, and now let us put the IP address. Starting and map. Now this machine is going to start operation on this target server. That is this server. It will scan everything here. Its weakness. So it is scanning. See, one host is up. So obviously one host is up here. MAC address is this. Using Oracle VirtualBox NIC. So port 22 is enabled there. Filter SSH. See, port 22 is enabled. So you can grab the information by using this nmap. If I want to also check is this port enabled on this machine or not. Yes, someone is. Yeah, MD Tarek. Uh, if the MAC is specified, did it show their address? What is the MAC is specified? Did it show real address? Okay, MD Tarek, if the MAC is specified. No, if the MAC is address is specified, Nmap will not show the real MAC address. Nmap can only detect the MAC address that the device is currently broadcasting. When a device specifies its MAC address, it replaces its actual hardware address with a fake one. And that is what is visible on the network. Nmap relies on ARP address resolution protocol. So if you want to check the MAC address of a device using Nmap, then you can use nmap-sp followed by IP address with slash with your subnet mask. Then this will show the MAC address of devices on the network. But if a device is using a specified address, it will display the specified one, not the real hardware address. Are you getting my point? Okay, okay, thank you. Now I need to check also if you use this nmap like this way, nmap-sp slash 24 subnet mask. See, it will scan all the information while your net IP address like network translation, your Oracle VirtualBox NIC, and latency is this, and domain is web02 LAN local area network, and this is your real N50 through .LAN scanning latency, and this is MAC address. This one is unknown, and this one is Redmi 7A Redmi 7A .LAN. This one is ARGO networks. So Nmap done 256 IP addresses, 8 hosts up scanned in 14.47 seconds. So then that it depends on your operation also, which operation you are going to perform. But here we are just seeing related SSH only, not with any other like security issues. We are only going to see here SSH related, like SSH related. Now you can use this nmap on third machine, that is second target server. The IP address of this 31.157. Let us use here 157. Hit enter. See, port 22 TCP open. It is opened. And version is this for open SSH. Now let's check here. RPM-QA grep SSH. See, open SSH is here, and it will also gather the information 8.0 is using here. 8.0 open SSH client, also open SSH server. And is this port 20T enabled here? Let's check one more command, netstate -ant grep 22. Okay, netstate is not installed here. So in order to install netstate, we need to configure also repositories. So now let's check here netstate -ant grep port 22. Port 22 TCP is listen. TCP is listen. It is enabled. This is listen. So this was my target machine second. So how to protect this target server? Now my question is for you. I need to protect this target server. This server. I need to protect this for any malicious attack. So how can I protect this? So if we go inside this file via etc ssh sshd config, here is a port 22. Let's use 4 times 22 and save and quit. Systemctl restart sshd. Failure to restart. Okay, you can check the logs. Why? Let's use the journal ctl -xe unit SSD service has failed. Error is bind to port permission denied. Cannot bind any address permission denied. Okay, now let's open again this file. Now this is 22. Let's use here port 222. Now save and quit this. Now let's try to restart. It will fail. Okay, now let's again open this. Now let's commit this. Sorry. Let me commit this. Let me save and quit. Now let me restart the SSH service. But port port is same. Port is same. If we again use nmap here, it will give us same information like port 22 is enabled. But we need to change port. So in order to secure this target server, we need to change this port. If this port is enabled here, so let's go direct on the main server. Suppose this is web02. Okay, let's change here. Let's become root. Okay, fine. Now let's try to open vi etc ssh sshd config. Now let's try to use different port here. Now let's save and quit. Now let's try to restart the SSH service. Okay, again failed. Again failed. Again we will face this error. Now let me use 22 here. Let's use this root permit login. No. Now if I go here, this is web02. If I exit from here, exit. Let me use this IP address. I have blocked inside the SSH I change the configuration SSH root. For root, let me use this IP address. Hit enter. Put the password. It will block. It will not connect now. Even if you put correct password here. Now let's try with standard user. Then it will connect. If we want to block also the standard user, for that pub key authentication, let's block it. Password authentication. Yeah, this one. Let's block it. Save and quit. And now let's try to restart SSH. Okay, now let's go on your server. Let's exit from here. Now let's try to connect to this machine. It is connected. Let's exit again. Let's go here. This is web01 IP address is this 31.173. Let us go mobile external. Sorry, CMD. SSH vagrant @ followed by this IP address. Hit enter. Yes, I want to connect this machine. Now let's try to use password. It will not connect here because mobile external will sometimes use the default password. When we are going to try to connect any server, suppose if we are going to add, if we are going to wanna connect any machine, new machine, suppose 31.82. For first time you will give, it will give you like yes or no. If you click on that yes, then by default it will save your authentication. So that is the reason it is connected here. So for here it will not connect even if you use correct password here. See, so it is blocking. But so port scanning, you can use this. You can scan your port by Nmap, no issues. But here is one interesting thing, like how to connect a SSH server, target server. So you need to use SSH also. You can connect servers. But the best thing is this key and lock concept. If you are interested, then I can continue this. Otherwise, I can stop here. Okay, okay. Thank Give me 1 minute, please. Let me take a glass of water. Okay, I am here. Now, for some times, if this is your host machine, here is target servers. Suppose this is target server 1 and this is target server 2. We are going to try to connect this machine and try to connect this machine. It works by SSH, no issues. But can you focus this thing like this machine? This is a machine. IP address is this. Please be concentrated. It will take 10 to 50 minutes. Keep patience. IP address is this. For Web02, this is Web02. IP address is this. Let's copy this IP address. Give this IP address for this machine. Suppose Web02. This is Web02. Web02. Or we can say target machine. Target server. And this one is also target server. This one. IP address is this. Let's go here. Paste this IP address here. So this is also target server. And this is your this machine. This machine is your host machine where you want to connect servers. 31.82 IP address is this. Now if you imagine this IP address is different. This IP address is different. This IP address is different. Now let's try to connect these servers. This is target server number 1. This is target server number 2. This is host H. This is host Web01. Let's remove this Web01 here. This is target server 1. This is target server 2. Let me use this SSH. Let me connect with root. No issues. But I need IP address of this machine. This is IP address. SSH root @ followed by this IP address. Yes. It is. It asks me the password. I put here password, but it is not connected. It shows me permission denied. Let's check. Let me change the password. Passwd for root. It will be like this. It will be like this. Let's go again. Now let's try to connect. But again, it is asking me permission denied. Let's check. Let's open vi etc ssh sshd configuration file. Let us check the password authentication. Yeah, this. I need password authentication. Okay, uncommit it. Now let's restart SSH. Now let's try to connect. Again, it is showing like permission denied. Now let's go inside cd.ssh. Here is no any SSH folder. But before I am going to enter inside this, let's uncommit one more thing. Permit root login no. Let's put it yes. I want to permit root user. Now let's restart SSH. Now let's try to connect. Let me use the password. Now it is connected successfully. 3 login failed. 1, 2, and 3. So this machine is connected from this host. But we need to connect to this machine also. 31.157. Now let's exit web02. Let's try to connect with this IP address 157. If I hit enter, yeah, I want to connect to this machine. Let me pass the password. Okay, it is connected. No issues. Can you imagine this thing when we are going to, this machine is also connected. When we are going to try any machine, this is not target, this is host here, sorry. It asks us password. Every time when you are going to connect, every time it will ask you password. Please put the password, then you need to able to log in this machine. If I exit here, if I want to connect again, it will ask me password. If I again exit, if I want to connect again, it will ask me password. But I want password without password based login. I want to connect these servers but without password. This is option 1. This is successful. So I want to connect option 2 without. Without password. So if you want to connect without password, then for that we need this thing, SSH key. You can use strong, you can use simple also. This one is for strong. Then you need to copy your key. If I go here, let me verify my SSH key cd.ssh. Here is LL. Here is only known host. If I add this known host, this is this thing. Older. Let me use cd rm-rf dot ssh. Let me remove this directory. Now let me dot ssh. No such file or directory. Now let me create key. But what is this key? This key is this statement. You should read this. Imagine this, you are the boyfriend, that is host, and you want to secretly chat with your two girlfriends. And these are two girlfriends here, GF1 and this is GF2. This is your boyfriend, BF. You need to chat with this but securely. And you need to chat with this, but securely. If you read this content, like girlfriend 1 is target server 1, girlfriend 2 is target server 2. You are using WhatsApp, but want to make sure no one else can read your messages, not even if they steal your phone. Here, how you can do it using SSH setup 1. You need to create SSH keys. Your key that is private, this is your secret key. Lock for them, that is public key. You make two special locks that only your key can open. You can safely give these locks to your girlfriend. Now let's try. If I use SSH keygen, if I hit enter, it will ask me passphrase. No, I want to save this same location, same directory. I don't want any passphrase. Hit enter. Same passphrase, yeah. Now key is created. Let's go inside the .ssh folder because it is hidden directory. Let's verify. Here is private as well as public key. Let's open this private. This is my private key. This is my public key. This is private. And you need to share this key, public key. So same thing is here. Private key, this is your secret key, like your WhatsApp password. Only you have it and you never share it. Locks for them, that is public key. You can share public key. How? How you can share public key? Once you share public key, then you make the key and locks. You keep your key safe, like a password only you know. You give lock 1 girlfriend 1 and lock 2 to girlfriend 2. Let's give them for this. See, if I go here, let me use cd.ssh. Here is nothing. If I go here, let's use cd.ssh. Here is nothing. Let us use for this ssh copy id root @ 192.168.31. Let's find the IP address of our target server 1, 173. If I hit enter, yeah, I want to share. Let me put the password. Key is going to be added. Lock is going to be added for this. Let's verify. Before it was shows it displays like no such file or directory. Let's use it .ssh. Let's verify. Yeah, here is authorized key. See, this is from this. This is public key of this server. This is this thing. This is this thing. Now similarly I can share this public key for this machine also, that is 157. So for that I can use here 157. Let's hit enter. Yeah, I want to share. Let me use the password. Yeah, key is going to be added. Let's verify here. cd.ssh ll, here is authorized key. Let's verify. See, this is public key. Now let's try to connect these machines. If I hit enter, it will not ask password. If I exit, I want to connect this machine 173. If I hit enter, it will not ask password. So you can connect without password based login. So this machine is going to connect it without password. This machine is connected without password based login. But if we go here, let's go inside the vi cd.ssh ll. If I remove this authorizer, yeah, I wanna remove. Now let us try to connect this web02. It is connected. Now let's go here. It was removed by none. Let's verify. Here is again authorizer key. But let us remove this again. LL. Here is nothing. If I exit here, if I want to connect again, it will ask me password now. Now let me pass the password. Okay, it is connected now. Now let's go here. Here is nothing authorizer key. If I exit here, if I want to connect again, it asks again password. Because you don't share any lock here. Now in order to do that, you need to share lock. Copy ID, hit enter. Yeah, I want to share lock for this user. Key is going to be added. Now if I want to connect, it will connect. Exit. See, here is authorized key. So same thing is here. Lock and key. You can practice these things. This is same that we are doing in the session. You should practice this thing. You can use putty also. This is port scanning. This is SSH in cybersecurity potential risks, as I have already. Weak password. Hackers can easily guess weak password using brute force attacks. In future sessions, we will use also brute force. Default settings. Using default SSH settings can expose you to attacks. For example, the default SSH port 22, which is commonly targeted. Root login. Allowing root login over SSH is dangerous because if compromised, the attackers get full control of the system. Open ports. Leaving the SSH ports open to the internet makes it vulnerable to attacks. Securing SSH best practice. So you need to create secure SSH key. Then you need to copy that. Don't confuse if you use this thing. Let me go here. LL CD RM-RM. This is web02. Exit from here. RM-RM dot SSH. Let's use this thing. What will happen? Same thing. It will generate your key secure. See, this is again your private. This is your public key. So you can also use also this command. So in next session we will change these ports from 22 to 4 times 22, and then we will try to restart this SSH. Then we will disable root login, and we will use also two-factor authentication, that is firewall restriction. I will also share that document, that is rich rule. And we need to monitor SSH logs. How you can monitor SSH logs? Same thing, cat where log secure. Okay, let me use here as a root cat where log secure. See, you need to monitor these things continuously. Okay, it is all about for today's session. In next session, we will continue this thing also, different configurations. If you have any doubt regarding this session, you can ask me. And be direct. Sorry. Where is yes, yes. आपकी वॉइस क्लियर नहीं आ रही, क्या क्या आप रिपीट कर सकते हैं? हम्म, हम्म। हाँ हाँ हाँ, वो आपको करना पड़ेगा। नहीं नहीं, बाहर की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं। जब तक आपको फुल ट्रेनिंग नहीं मिलेगी तब तक ना करना है आपको, क्योंकि यह इथिकल हैकिंग है। आप थोड़ी ब्लैक हैकर बन जाओगे तो बाहर वाले सर्वर्स, इट इज नॉट परमिटेबल फॉर यू गाइस एंड आल्सो फॉर कसोरी। Actually, this topic is still incompleted because we need to also use firewall restrictions, SE Linux. There are a lot of security levels. It will take 2 to 3 sessions more, and after that we will move towards Linux permissions. How to secure files directories. For how to secure files directories in Linux, we will move towards that thing. Yeah, Kisori, how are you? Kisori. Okay. No, no, no need to worry about, because I wanna train you like cyber as well as Linux field. So, yeah, yeah. Once Linux will finish, then Tarek will join another session, and you will join individual session. No need to worry about, because these things are useful also in Linux, also in cyber. Yeah, yeah. Firewall, SSH. These things are for like secret things for Linux as well as cyber. Yeah, yeah. Port 22, it is a like default port of SSH service. SSH is going to use this port default. The default. Yeah, yeah, we can change it. Like HTTP is going to use default port 80. HTTPS is going to use default port 443. SSH is going to use default port 22. It is like your Delhi, it is like your Delhi route, Jammu route. Yeah, yeah. And DNS is using port 80. Different servers, different services using different port. It is like this thing. Yeah, sorry, please. Focus there. Focus here. Wait, wait. Yeah. I will share. No issue. Yeah, sorry, it is like your shopping mall. Okay. Suppose this thing shock mall. In this mall, here is a stock one like this thing. This is stock one. This is stock two. This is stock three. On this stock, here are like t-shirts. Okay, sorry, be concentrated on this. On this stock, here are like jeans, like pants. In the same, like in the same showroom. And in this here are like, let it be like shorts. When you enter here, here will be the stockholder person, like this. He will welcome you. This is you. He will communicate with you, and you need to tell him, like, I want to buy like this thing, shirts. Then shirts is like on this, installed on this stock. Suppose this is one, stall number one. This is stall number two. This is stall number three. Then he will tell you, like, please, let's choose here. If Tarek will come and Tarek needs, it will again communicate with Tarek, and Tarek needs shots. Then he will ask Tarek, like, please go here. So on the same operating system, suppose this is SSH, so you need to go here. That is port 22. This is path. If you want like website, then you need to go here, port 80. So same thing is here. So if you work with SSH and same operating system, then you will, then the default port will be port 22. Then operating system will ask you which service you wanna use. Then obviously you will ask him, I wanna use like SSH. Then the default port of SSH is 22. You need to go here, 22. Like shirt setup. These are shirts. I hope now you understand. Okay. Hmm. 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 Yeah. See, my dear. See. If you are using SSH, then it will by default use port 22. Okay. After that, if I am using like yum install HTTPD, like any web server. Okay, here is HTTPD. Now let me check the status. System CTL status HTTPD. This is HTTPD. Now, in order to access this website, the port is 80. See, the port is 80 here, not 22. Similarly, if you are using database like MySQL, then that time the port will be 3000. And if you are using HTTPS, then port will be 443. If you are using DNS, then port will be 80. If you are using FTP, then port will be 21. If you are using SCP, port will be same 22. Okay. Okay. Okay, practice these things. I will also provide video link in the group. and see this video and